stream. I won't need to worry about encoding. That is one thing about Mullet Magic. I do not have the best internet. Because of that, I am considerably worried that it will just die on encoding if I don't babysit it. Make sure that this is the police. It's going to get fired up nice and easy and get captured. Then once I verify that, then I'm going to get up and move around some.
Usually, before I go shaking my tits for the press, I like to go see how the professionals do it.
See you guys in a bit.
Some might say the chief of police has no business in an institution like this. But in fact, it's the quietest and safest place in town. You won't run into any reporters, nobody gets into any fights, nobody drinks too much, nobody even raises their voice. The place is owned by an elderly gentleman who knows how to keep things under control. That's why I never invite my friends here. I wanted to make an exception for my 60th birthday, but most of my colleagues are young enough to be my sons, and they'd rather just hire prostitutes. Why stare at some boobs when you can take the whole package for yourself? But there's none of that in our club. Even looking too long is considered indecent. You can get an occasional glimpse, like by accident. The rest of the time you just pretend that you're immersed in conversation, or just come by for a drink. Doesn't mean these gentlemen wouldn't want their bald heads smothered in tits. It's just that nobody says it out loud. My younger colleagues might call it hypocrisy, but I call it the good old-fashioned manners. Good manners and leave the rest unsaid. She agrees to unbutton her blouse, and we agree not to pay too much attention. The girls are on a quiet prowl, too. They're looking for a way out of their cramped rooms. Maybe make friends with some wealthy patron with a pacemaker and dentures. Everybody wants something. But we have to control ourselves, or we'll all turn into libertines and prostitutes. Hell, if there weren't any rules, I'd be belching and farting, jumping up on the table, arms held high, yelling, "Shake it, baby!" No idea how I got so barbaric.
Alright, we're back. So it's time for me to forget everything on how this works. I'm sure we'll catch up, though. Fire at the Puppet Theater, 2 actors dead. Freeburg gymnast wins regional competition. Parker's unhappy with suburban. Steele didn't come into work today. Okay. Long didn't come into work today. Grandfather has epilepsy, and recently the seizures have gotten worse. Happen more often. They all end in tears. Or tears. Doctors say he needs a special new drug that I can only get out of town. I'm the only one in the family who drives. Man. That has a lot of excuses. But sure. Sure, buddy. Come in tomorrow, though. Yes, one of the few downsides to this game. And I don't mean the music. I mean the fact that the music doesn't loop. Or progress to the next one. Hmm.
This train don't carry no gamblers. This train.
Alright, 2 days for requests. We need some detectives for sure.
This train don't carry no gamblers. This train.
410A in progress.
502.
Attempted murder in the suburbs.
I had a cup
Girl shouted over the phone that her grandmother has been killed at her home.
made the price of a meal. Well, I threw 'em on the blade.
Okay.
And they started doing tricks. I was on that train at 502. They threw me off at
All of our guys are pretty good here.
this train don't carry
How many do we have for normals? We have 1, 2, 3, 4.
train don't carry no
1, 2, 3, 4. So we do have enough for,
this train
we have enough to pair people up
gamblers, no crap
with the officer ranks, no matter what.
train don't carry no gamblers. Train.
Maybe let's send Rushin that. And we'll send Kendall. So the reason for this is so that if we need to send Grant on our own, the 300 is more likely to succeed.
Was on my way to the Mississippi when a gal got on the train.
Fight at City Center.
I sat right down beside her and she started.
You drunks were playing darts when one of them got one in the shoulder. The fight broke out, which was quickly joined by the patrons of the bar.
Somewhere near St. Joe.
Okay.
I was on my way from match to miss, but they threw me off in Mo. Well, this train don't carry no gamblers. This train don't carry no gamblers. This train don't
Let's do this.
carry no gamblers. No crap shooters or big night
We've got a situation here.
Went to Murder Suburb. The road to the house is strewn with the corpses of drowned dogs. Light inside the house is on, but the door is locked. Leaning elderly woman is lying on the floor of the living room.
When I encountered a gal,
She's still alive.
my trip came to an end. I said, miss, on a lonely train like this, a guy could use a friend. Again came the conductor. Again I was cut
Alright,
off.
they've hit code, so...
311A
He said,
complete.
well, I don't know
Okay, dealt with the fight. It's good. Here we no gamblers. This train. I guess I could talk a little bit about the game. Basically, this is a resource management game where you deploy your officers. Your officers have a degree of professionalism marked as stars. Anything over 150 is, like, acceptable. They also have ranks in the upper right here. If you have a ranked officer on board, it'll raise the professionalism of others in it. How much professionalism you have or need in order to accomplish something, you're never sure when you send out. You also have special units, like we can deploy SWAT in certain instances. And it takes them time to get to the area, to resolve it, and to make their way back to the station for redeployment, so you have to manage who goes out at what time. You also have to work out who's going to be on shifts, which happens in between these days. And then you have, like, special offers that you can do, like, this criminal family is telling me that the family bank just called in a report of a strange man in a leather jacket with fake documents trying to empty one of our accounts. Obviously, it's one of Vargas' agents, but it's a stupid move. We don't want to get our hands dirty with this. Just lock him away in a filthy cell. So, it seems like you always succeed on a help, but the person that you send to help doesn't get an improvement. So I've been kind of sending flowers or a different guy, depending on what day it is. You also have to work out affairs like request funds from the city hall to do things every once in a while. You can hire people, fire people as well, as needed. See, like, just kills the song and doesn't play another one, which is not great. Pretty much the only thing that I'm not a particular fan of. I believe this takes place in 1982. They mentioned that Back to the Future opened during the game. Touch of Dionysus liquor store. Cashier just called in, her voice in a whisper. Two suspicious black men entered the store. They spent a few minutes browsing the rack near the expensive whiskey, and now they're whispering to each other and looking back at me. Looks like they're planning to rob the store. That's kind of fucked up. This is going to be a false... Oh, this is another thing, too. Sometimes there'll be false alarms. I'm almost positive this is going to be a false alarm, just because of how it's portrayed. So, we're just going to send a couple people. If it's a false alarm, you don't get improvement either, which is kind of unfortunate. And then we're unarmed and just doing a little shopping. We were picking out an expensive bottle of whiskey as a gift for their grandfather on his anniversary, of course.
In progress.
After Riverbank, a passerby witnessed three people trying to break into an ATM. A pickup truck was parked nearby, its engine on, with another man behind the wheel. Looks like they're trying to grab the ATM and carry it away in the truck. Well, that's some shit. Situation is more serious than we thought. Requesting backup. Okay. Let's send these two. So sometimes you want to stall on who you deploy to the call to see what resolves and what doesn't. In this case, we're going to hold off a little bit. However, it's looking like the end of the day. I believe it stops at 2 a.m. It's either 2 or 4. Punks are throwing Molotov cocktails into the office building where we make book. Eyewitnesses say the idiots keep throwing bottle after bottle, even though the building is already falling apart. They're probably still somewhere nearby. Okay. Got 3 new frames. Okay, so there's also cases that you can investigate. In this case, it's a break-in at a pharmacy, and you get frames that you have to put together in order to build a story, basically. No new frames found. Unfortunate. No new frames found there either. Also unfortunate. So this is unfortunate because we're not getting the things we actually need. What we need, according to this, from what this is showing and the fact that they have another scene where he has the helmet on, we need him to have the helmet on and doing all these things rather than having just his hair out. Which is unfortunate. It's kind of a lot. Theft. They're caught, officers unharmed. Nice. Get into investigations. We have everybody deployed. Yeah, we do. This is one we're relatively close on as well. You also get, like, testimonies of people, and you have to work it based on that. So in this case, it's like, was the person who stole the medication the janitor? Was it a disgruntled person that was mentioned? Or was it an inside job? And based on the fact that stuff is locked up in certain ways, it seems like it's the doctor who did it. But we don't know for sure until we actually work it out. This is another one I think we're really close to. This is the one we got the new ones for? Yeah, okay. So this is one where it seems like it was not an inside job, but it's a person that's known to the associate. It's the guy in the green, not the bum. Everything was fine. Just closed up shop like usual and went home. It's past 9. Exactly 9:30, though, I'm sure of it. As soon as I saw the broken window, I called the police. Guess I hang around the night near the pharmacy, but I don't remember which. One guy said, "Drink for my health," and threw a $50 bill in my hat. Had a celebration. After that, I ran right to the store. That's all I remember. I woke up in the morning, the cops were all over. Can't remember the man's face. I'm more interested in the $50. All I can recall is the light struck something under his jacket, something like doctor's clothes. Yeah, under his jacket. Being just closed, stone and debris fell out. Stim bums are always picking near my family Steven no good. Obviously one of them during his work. Look at the okay now. That's okay. Okay, that is throwing from the inside out, it looks like. Yeah, that seems like it's from the inside out. That's like a frame job, I guess. We'll work that out. Now, though, gotta resolve the rest of this. Two criminal organizations trying to take control of the town. I've thrown my lot in with Sand, so I've been trying to help him out. On the other side of the coin, I'm wondering if I'm supposed to be keeping them a lot closer to one another, so that one doesn't overpower the other, but can't say for sure. How's Shift B shaping up? Shift B is gonna need some people taking the day off. So... let's have Grant work tomorrow, and Wilkinson. Central Library flooded in downpour. Freeburg mortality rate up 15%. Farmer's Harvest record. What are the differences between the two? Two of the what? Oh, the shifts. Different officers. Some people are tired or more on the ball. I go over. Yes, you can go home. So, like, the bars on the right side show how tired they are, and obviously their effort declines, or they could quit if they don't have enough. So, like, this guy, Donut, was at 2 bars, and he asked to have the day off, so I was like, sure. Oh, the gang, what's the difference between the two? So, like, mechanically in the game, not much, it seems like. It probably is just a name change, kind of, and, like, the fluff probably changes about how it works. The one that I'm working for is, like, old money gangs, kind of. The gangs that ran the city, like, true organized crime. The new guys are more like street gang related. So a little bit more chaotic, a little bit more violent, that type of stuff, a little more out in the open. That type of thing. That's kind of why I sided with the old money. They're evil and they're assholes. They kill a lot of people, but at least Joe Schmo in the street doesn't have to worry about getting lit on fire by someone. Doesn't have to turn into a Death Wish movie. Fire all old cops. To increase the police department's effectiveness, we have commissioned a paddy wagon for your use. Try not to break it. The recent regional conference, which was attended by people of our administration, we learned that the governor wishes to lower the average age of public servants by at least 5 years. City will most likely be subject to an upcoming review. Please dismiss all senior staff at the police station as quick as possible. So, like, so it's like fire people that are old. Early on in the game, it was like, fire all of your black cops. And it's like, what the fuck, man? But they'll give you, like, weird requirements in order to press forward. Which I actually think most of my old people are... like... I don't think I have many old people. See, like it says too old. You can also choose to fire people illegally if you want. But now I actually have to check to see if anybody's old. Faster way to do this? No. Literally just have to go one by one. Okay, so none of them. So we're all good here. Don't know if the other squad is going to have the same result, but for now, Shift A is good. Let's check Shift B. Shift B. Iron didn't come to work, but he's not too old. Oh, so there was another thing that happened. This public servant guy was like, hey, I'll purchase this thing for you if you bring my nephew in and bring him in as a cop. And obviously his nephew's a fucking shithead, can't do anything right. So there was a Hollywood movie producer who was like, hey, I'm looking to produce a movie and I'm looking to get an actual cop to give legitimacy to the role. And so I'm like, what's the role for? And he's like, well, it's going to be a cop who's a child predator. And I was like, oh, really? Hey, shithead, get over here. I got a movie role for you. Then he got pissed off and quit. So, got off scot-free on that one. Alright, so Donut. Yep. See you later, Donut. Unfortunately, you will... despite the fact that you are pretty solid. Yeah, keep up the good work and we'll make your final days at the PD feel much more comfortable. Alright. Still got one day until City Hall is good. Let's go to our deputy. Sure. An employee you wish to hire as a snitch. Oh, Shano. Wilkinson looks well on his way to Snitch Town. Harold Calhoun. A couple of Rory Calhouns. I'm on a shift B. Hey, listen, I wasn't the one that did it, okay? The game did it. I'm just trying to beat the game. Got assault in the ghetto. Ghetto. Woman attacked her lover with a hammer after he told her he'd been cheating on her. The police call came in on the woman's daughter. Mom has really lost it, and I'm afraid she'll kill him. Got a domestic. Disorderly conduct. Morning Ramsey saw a group of women in the park wearing ski masks, leading two other scantily clad women with leather leashes, shouting offensive slogans about the superiority of the female sex. Judging by their unintelligible cries, the offenders seemed to be preparing for a sacrifice. Oh, that's fake as shit. But we'll send a couple people. It's like the most fake. Oh, so Yancey, Tsubaki, and Flowers are my stooges to send in for the big crime guys. Send in White, and we'll send in Crushing, sure. I don't think we need the paddy wagon, even though it was an option. I think this is pretty much going to be a false alarm, almost guaranteed. It's just some weird sexual thing.
412A.
Assault report. Nice little boost to professionalism.
210.
Really? Okay. I thought for sure that was going to be a false alarm. Pretty much. Sophocles Theater of Drama. Mr. Boyd, we're shooting a new advertising spot for a bamboo toilet paper company. In the ad, there's an important role played by a policeman. Look, our actors here are only good for kid stuff. We need a true professional, someone the audience will believe is the real thing. Be grateful if you could provide us some of your best employees. Bamboo toilet paper, eh? Anyone want to look to see if that's a real thing? I'm pretty sure that's not a real thing. Alright, we'll send White and Asano. Oh, we need 3 people? Jeez. Sure. We'll send our snitch in there, too. Wilkinson, looks like he's worried that the acid just kicked in. Eddie's Special Cafe. Someone stole a golden retriever belonging to Eddie Goldberg, owner of Eddie's Burgers, while the dog was playing in his yard. Later that day, regulars of the burger joint said they saw the dog muzzled and led around by 2 junkies near Debbie's Cafe. Animal control, probably? Again, kind of making the assumption this is going to be a false positive. But we'll see. Real thing. Google brings up premium bamboo toilet paper. And it's a ranch. Chief, White really enjoyed doing the ad, and the director thought it was so great. He's offering a couple other roles. I think our colleague might even quit the service and go into a career in commercials. Fuck you, White. we're gonna need shift B, I guess. Somehow, a whole army of armed punks has seized a position on one of the fields at the ranch. Obviously, we're going to drive them off by force. Already got some men together, but some extra help wouldn't hurt. Alright, send in the goons. And, sure. No, in there. So we got one team of Koichi and Curtis. And then we can send in Platonic and something, or into something on our own, usually. Kitchen at Debbie's Cafe is hopping busy. Debbie is making sausages for her new brand of hot dogs. When she notices the police, she quickly dumps a dog collar in the trash. Oof. Shout to all of the cafe's customers that the hot dogs are made of actual dogs. Alright, let's get another song going, shall we? No, I already did that one. Also, this is kind of a difficult menu to navigate. That's how they're set up. Just a little annoying. Reckless endangerment. An elderly veteran is dragging around a bag filled with captured weapons, all loaded with live ammunition. He's saying he's going to demonstrate battlefield-like conditions. Yeah. Sans needs help. Apparently some punks are hiding out in at another abandoned construction site. The local homeless folks normally ice over when we start asking questions. Maybe a little more willing to talk to the police. Alright. Get in there, Asano. You've done work before. Get in there, you bastard! Get back out there and start raising some lumps, boy. Second mole node frames found. Okay. No new frames. No new frames. Alright. Found non-automatic weapons. It's a nice trick. Okay, Shift A. Shift A doesn't really have a ton of people that are tired. White's out of there. Shano is gonna go back there anyway. Grant's gonna go back there anyway. Yeah, this is all fine. Or to host Bake Off. Not enough plots at City Cemetery. Photographer films UFO in suburbs. Grant didn't come into work today. Unfortunate. Got tickets to go watch the filming of a TV show. No. Fuck off. Linda Purdy flunked all the exams and brought dishonor to the badge. That's shocking considering how high her training was. Alright, we need detectives. I guess we probably need officers now that we've had a couple people quit on us. A raise would be nice, but I don't think we can do that this time. We'll have to wait till next time. Skinner and Batman. Oh, you can't send detectives. What if I take them off an investigation? How about now? Oh, they did go. I was expecting them to get removed from the listing. Let's wrap up that case if we can. Kevin's Throat Bar. Bar fight broke out after the bartender refused to serve two particularly drunk men. Drunks, huh? Time to whip out the clubs. Fans need help in the suburbs. Found the apartment of one of the leaders of Vargas Punks. We're going to end this thing ourselves, but there's bound to be some gunplay. It'd be good if the police took charge of the situation once the dust settles. Sending flowers in there. I guess Wong. Two large angry men are fighting in a corner, or in the corner of the bar.
progress.
Feast. Chef Mastroianni. Mr. Boyd, my catering company, was preparing the 20th anniversary banquet for the Gallery of Modern Art, but the celebration was cancelled at the last moment. It would be unfortunate if such a mountain of food went to waste. I'm willing to offer it to you and your men for a modest fee. Don't you think your employees would love this delicious dish? Sure. 300 bucks, whatever. Sure. Suicide threat. St. John's Cathedral. A young man climbed to the top of the cathedral and was threatening to jump. A crowd of onlookers has gathered under the cathedral. Some of them recognize the man and say they are sure he won't jump. He's just had some bad acid and wants some attention. Well, that's certainly a take. Robbery at the Octopus Restaurant. A young woman attempted to leave the Octopus Restaurant without paying. The waitress tried to stop her, but the girl punched her in the head and knocked her unconscious. The guard tried to step in, but the girl disabled him with pepper spray. She then locked herself in the back room, where she can be heard beating something and shouting curses. Well, Wilkinson. Back in there. This isn't the first time that teenager Gordon Booker has drawn the attention of the police with such a performance. He was never really planning on jumping. Homicide Business Center. Okay, we need to get somebody off of their case. Fortunately, none of those guys are ranked. So... detectives. Let's pull you off so that you can be the lead. You can at least deploy. Secretary of Prominent Businessman Elvis Calvo reports that unknown persons broke into her boss's office and threw him out the window. But I have a question for you guys. Did you know that this train don't carry no gamblers? Some of our men just ran into a bunch of punks on the street. We don't know if they're Vargas people, but it would be good to get a couple uniforms on the scene just in case things go south. Investigation has started. Michael Hall, guard. I saw a black sedan pull up to the building and two men, one in a raincoat, got out. They passed me without saying anything. I heard the elevator and I turned and saw two scary men. I didn't see any weapons, but they made it clear they'd kill me if I got in their way. It could have been a robbery. Elvis had a safe in his office. Don't know what he kept inside of it. Yeah, I saw a couple of idiots, but I don't remember what time that was. I actually learned about the incident only later. Elvis had his share of problems, but he preferred not to talk about them. But I knew there were some people trying to take away his business, and he was offering them a bribe. Not much being said about this, so maybe a suicide? Who made the report? The secretary.
While I was on my way to the Mississippi, when a gal got on the train.
Yeah, there's no sign of murder yet.
In progress.
Nice complaint. Robert Wilson called to complain that his family can't get any sleep on account of noisy neighbors. Such strange people are always coming and going, and they take deliveries at all hours. Mr. Wilson has tolerated it for a long time and done nothing about it, but his son snuck out before bedtime and peeked through the neighbor's window. They swear they saw boxes of machine guns. Kids have such imaginations they can come up with anything, but it might be best to send over an officer, maybe ask them to keep it down at night. So this seems super fake, but whatever. We'll send some people. This sounds like he's making up the machine guns to get us to respond. Because, like, why would you lead with the noise complaint when there's weapons, right? Makes no sense. The situation is more serious than we thought. Requesting this doesn't mean anything. It could mean... I think this is just a random chance. But it is a way to get a bunch of people extra professionalism.
He said, "Al, I don't know where you got off, but I can tell you where you get off. Well, this train don't carry no gamblers. This train don't carry no gamblers.
Homicide report. Got 3 new frames.
This train don't carry no gamblers, no crap shooters or midnight ramblers. This train don't carry no gamblers. This train.
I don't know what this picture is taking a picture of. Maybe the dark sedan, I guess. Two new frames. Open investigation. So once again... Interesting. Huh. I said drink to my health and threw a $50 bill in my hat. This morning and the cops were all over. I can't remember the man's face. Yeah, this doesn't make sense. Alright, we're gonna hold off on that one. No new frames still. I need to get rid of some of those investigations, because kind of bullshit right now. Noise complaint. Offender caught. Well, appears they did have automatic weapons. I don't think we can sell those, so we're gonna bring those to the police station. Selling automatic weapons to organized crime seems like a bad move. Okay. We have a fair amount of people kind of at low stamina on that ship. Tell you what, let's send in Steel. Yeah, let's send in Steel. Little girl struck dead by lightning. Confectionery reduces staff. Ordinary actor Paul Spagat given a master class in free credit. Alright, we were expecting at least one call off. Yes, we come tomorrow, Irons. Shimmin. Federal law prohibits public gatherings close to municipal buildings. Blacks are planning a protest today in front of City Hall. It's a direct threat to the life of Bear Rogers. Eliminate this threat by any means necessary. Fuck everything. Alright. Okay. Black protest. City Hall parking lot. About 100 black people have surrounded City Hall chanting, "We want attention." You have to send that much. Okay. No choice. Martin State. Jack, Mayor Rogers is misrepresenting the law in his favor. In fact, federal law allows public events near municipal buildings, including the mayor's office. Provided the event is peaceful, we better cover our asses. Evidence against Purdy, evidence against Sand. Tamper with the answering machine at Jack's home. Getting a message from the Mafia forcing the police chief to order racist attacks against the protesters under threats against Jack's family. You can plant some unpleasantness in the officer's safe, say a diary. Segregationist ramblings. Other extremist literature. We could even say he tried distributing white camellia publications. Well, that's a lot of money. But I guess we'll put it on the crime lord. Yeah, Shift B is gonna take a collapse here if we don't give them more. Wow, 850 on professionalism, huh? Kinda high, but whatever, I'll take it. Even though they'll probably say fire all black people after this, seeing as how this is going. Share 50%. Yeah. Gotta pay off the boys. Suburb. Domestic disturbance. A call just came in from an elderly woman named Sarah Wilkinson. She's concerned about a baby crying and other shots coming from the neighbor's house. She's always known the child to be quiet and well-behaved. Pretty sure this is going to be a dead end. We will send Beanberg in order to get some professionalism. If it turns out to be a thing. If it doesn't turn out to be a thing, then whatever. Suppress the protest by force? Shall we beat down the blacks? Mayor got pissed at us when we didn't beat up the women. Mass riot. Football fans have started a massive fight at the stadium. The police are trying to keep order, but the crowd isn't cooperating. Okay. We will hold off on that as much as we can.
I was trying to raise 10-1, Sergeant Softball.
Situation is more serious than we thought. That's unfortunate. That is really unfortunate. Is very, very unfortunate. Okay, we got everybody back. Alright, mass riot. Send in the clowns. Right, nice. How about that riot? Smoke bombs have gone off throughout the stadium. The people are beating each other mercilessly. Yeah, you tear gas that. We've had 2 deployments of the SWAT. We can have 1 more, if need be. Carjacking. Someone called to report a carjacking. I was driving to work, stopped at a red light. A man ran up to the car and pulled me right through the open window. Hurry, there's a traffic jam everywhere. He couldn't have gotten far. Alright. Calhoun! Get your fat ass out there. Go get me a Capicola while you're out. Oh, did you bring me back my sandwich? How about you go out and get me a goddamn drink? More idiots are at our bank again, trying to withdraw money from the accounts. This time we tried kicking them out and they started breaking furniture and lighting paperwork on fire. Apparently the fools think this is gonna hurt our business. Well, send in the clowns.
In progress.
You swore on oath to serve the city. If you can't keep your promises, we won't keep ours. Yeah, so he wanted it violently put down. Tyree Samantha Rendon was looking out of her window when she saw two young girls break the window of a nearby house, print the words traitor and cunt on the wall. Okay. Hey, Calhoun, get out there. Get me my goddamn drink. I'm feeling very parched over here in management. Monks have a new lieutenant to make himself look good for Barga. Kidnapped the daughter of a senior member of the family. We've learned the address of the house where she was being taken. We've already sent some people out, but we don't know what we're going to find there. It's a perfect situation for police backup. Alright, so if Feinberg's at 150, that's kind of the baseline for decent professionalism. Nice start, nice start. No new frames. No new frames. No new frames. Okay. Alright, we're gonna try a different approach here. This is the, yeah, okay, it's that one. Detectives. We're gonna flood detectives on a couple cases. And see if that works out. Because those cases are old and they aren't seeming to get much moving forward with them, unfortunately. Still 11 up. Oh, Shift B might have one call off. I think we can live with one call off. People are getting tired on both shifts, so we just gotta kind of let things go. First crashes into ambulance, no survivors. Stuffed toy purchased for orphanage found toxic. Price of alcohol increased by 60%. It's an expensive hooch. Steele didn't come into work. Skinner and Numata got food poisoning and expect to be in the hospital for the next 5 days. Jesus. Dave died. My wife, or his wife, asked me if I could help with funeral arrangements. Yeah, come tomorrow. It's quite a few people we had to lose for the day, so I'll have to be a little bit more judicious, I guess. Horn monument. An elderly woman was reported that children wearing hoodies have painted rude words on the nearby monument. Super rude. Well, Candle, you get in there. Suicide threat at Atticus Tower. Teenage girl slept past the skyscraper guards and found her way onto the roof. She's now standing on the edge. Guard called the police and said that he was afraid to approach the girl. He could tell the girl was serious. You're our best shot. Another suicide threat. Trucker saw a teenage boy climb over the safety fence in the middle of the bridge. Driver stopped and tried to talk to the boy, but the boy became hysterical, screaming, "Don't come any closer, I'll jump." Nice. All worked out in the end. Hit and run city center. A pedestrian said that he saw a dark pickup careen onto the sidewalk and hit two teenage skateboarders. He didn't even slow down, just smeared those poor kids and kept driving straight ahead. Well, Wilkinson looks like he knows all about drunk freaks, so we're gonna put him on this case. Also received a rambling call from a man who claims that he returned home from work to find a huge cat sitting on his doorstep, crouching and ready to attack. He was growling like a Tyrannosaurus. Well, Daniels, you deal with the drugged out guy. Worse than we thought. Pressing back up. Shano, get out there. Pensioner looked out her window and saw a crowd of naked people running through the street. She didn't know what to think, call her neighbor. But also witnessed the outrageous spectacle. The women together called the police and demanded an immediate explanation. Boom. Alright. So this is unfortunate, but I think we have to do this and just hope that we get our people back in time to respond. We probably could have held off on that. Reported Catosaurus Rex is just an ordinary neighbor's pet and poses no threat to anyone. Yep, that's what I figured. Guess from Mr. Sand is leaving Freeburg, but some punks somehow learned the route and prepared an ambush. It's turning it into a shootout, and we needed any help we could get. Okay, well, the normal people aren't here to help you out, but we can send Kundal and Shano. Oh, we need 3. Kundal, Shano, and we'll send our snitch. Looks like Varga let a bunch of angry punks off the leash, and now they're brawling with our men outside the ice rink. There's a few dozen people in the brawl, so please better step in to cool things off. Well, about that, that's kind of a problem with how many people we have deployed.
In progress.
Awful assembly. People wearing white caps have gathered outside City Hall demanding to return to the good old days of segregation and slavery in Freeburg. Crown Chance White is right. Seen carrying revolvers.
212 in
Okay.
progress.
Come on, get back. Okay. Supermarket manager Sonia Franco reported that an elderly man deliberately overturned the vegetable table and is refusing to pay for the damages. He tried to escape, but the store guard managed to detain the vendor. Okay. 3 new frames. Okay. An investigation. Two men, one in a raincoat. Passed me without saying anything. I heard the elevator and I turned and saw 2 scary men. I didn't see any weapons. And a Robbie ever set a safe in his thing now. Cleaner. I don't remember what the time was. I learned about the incident only later. She said she heard the elevator, but we're gonna work off of this for now. No new frames. No new frames. Okay. We're gonna pull you guys off the destruction of property case, because I think that's gonna be just a dead end. Till the end of time. So let's just go all in on this and see if that helps.
I was trying to raise 10-1, Sergeant Hotspot.
Situation is more serious than we thought. You know, I would love to. Unfortunately, it's not letting me. So, So we gonna have 3 people die? Nope, they did it. Grant's a crack shot, too. Vendor caught. He's unharmed. I mean, that does happen in Asper. Because Varga has been defeated, and his army of street punks and thugs has been broken. No one knows what happened to Vicus himself, but it doesn't matter now. He'll never show his face in this city again. Yeah, we just gotta call it a day. Isn't the game ending soon? No. It's supposed to have 180 days. Until your retirement. So I assume that's when the game ends. Toilet stolen from City Hall, zoo animals starving, Freeburg hosts greatest lasagna in history. His son was in a car accident. Doctors are fighting for his life right now. I just can't manage to work today. I have the day off. Yes. He's at 3 bars anyway. He's one of our kind of lower end police officers. Peter Vickers was able to brilliantly pass all his exams, earned a boost. Brilliantly pass all their exams, earned a boost.
113 in progress.
Crime in progress. Attempted carjacking. A man took his dog out for a walk and upon returning home noticed a crouched, hooded figure fumbling with a car at the end of the street. Okay. Wow, the fact that Flowers is like one of the lesser people because of the strength of this group. I don't think this is going to be legit. We'll send those two.
She's sweeter than Sue and Georgia Brown beats Lulu too when she's back in town. Now she can shimmy like Sister Kate. She's a dancing queen, fit for a king. Swing sweet ginger green.
Let's get, actually no one else out of the shift.
I was trying to raise 10-1, Sergeant.
Situation is more serious. Okay. Hostage situation. Man with dilated pupils boarded a bus and then pulled out a gun, possibly fake. He's demanding that the bus immediately leave for Africa. Okay.
Now she can shimmy like Sister Kate. She's just a dancing queen. Fit for a king. Swing, sweet ginger, swing, sweet ginger green.
Alright, take it easy, Armand.
113A complete.
I'll probably be off relatively soon. Probably get through the first 30 days here. I think I got tabletop tomorrow also.
$712 in progress.
True Color Hotel, an anonymous call came in. Hello, I have information about a missing girl named Lisa Pettigrew. I kidnapped her a week ago, but now she's ready to go home. You can find her at the True Color Hotel, room 180B. You better hurry if you want to see her alive. Hey, Calhoun, get your ass out there. Well, you do give me a hoagie. You disingenuous sack of shit. Everybody looking like they're about to pitch me insurance.
110C in progress.
These low-end animations.
We've got a situation here.
True Color Hotel. Room 180B is located on the top floor of the hotel. A red ball is hanging from the doorknob. The words written on the ball read, "Call the bomb squad." Inside a standard motel room, complete with bed, bedside table, telephone, and TV. Curtains are drawn, and sitting on the bed is a girl strapped with explosives, red and yellow wires protrude from the bomb. Yeah, I mean, you get the bomb squad.
712 complete.
I'm not sure how the officer dies, but, unfortunate. Armed robbery. Passerby reported that she saw a motorcyclist pull up to a gas station carrying a gun. He entered the station without removing his helmet, then heard screams and gunshots. A fan bearing is going out, and a little squeaky squeak.
In progress.
At the end of the high school reunion party, a naked young man entered the restaurant with an object in his hand vaguely resembling a gun. He was behaving very erratically, then jumped up on the table and started threatening the restaurant's patrons. Send the paddy wagon.
Progress.
Massive fight. Freeburg lost to Pittsfield 12-0, and the local fans are furious. They're screaming and swearing at the visiting team, and so they are retreating to the locker room. Himself enraged by the insults, the visiting team's captain threw his stick and struck one of the fans in the face. A massive brawl erupted, involving fans, players, and even concession hawkers. Okay. Well, hopefully we can get the paddy wagon back. Nothing can be seen from the street, but screams and the sound of smashing plates can be heard from inside. The young man spots the police. He grabs a woman and puts a gun to her head. He yells something unintelligible and squeezes his hostage neck, and appears to be a toy. Fucking hanging or holding people up with a toy gun. So we want the paddy wagon to get back before we engage at the arena. Okay. We want to send SWAT. It's rather late in the day, so I think SWAT's warranted here. And let's just get some people some experience, shall we? We got 3 in case something comes up.
in progress.
Assault at City Center. Taxi driver called from a payphone complaining about a violent customer who refused to pay his fare and attempted to leave the car. When the cab driver locked the door, the man went berserk, broke the car's safety screen, and attempted to strangle the driver. The driver managed to escape. The ceiling remains locked inside the car. Get in there. You got 500 professionalism, Platonic. Situation is more serious than we thought. Requesting reinforcements. Okay. I mean, get in there. No new frames. 1 new frame. Open investigation. Something like this. There we go. Poland Marcus, a hospital head physician. Curious house with a swimming pool. Most of his time at work. New frames. New frames. Nice. Bunch of improvements. Fortunately, we couldn't do the pickup on that guy yet, but... shift A, we might have 1 person call off? Yeah, we're good. Accident at the reservoir. Water runs out 2 days. Drunk student falls from the 5th floor window, injured. Fall record rainfall in Freeburg. He didn't come into work today. Alright, we got one stripe. Do we stripe anyone here? The answer is probably not. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We could stripe one person. I think we're going to hold on to it for now.
You know when a police chief really feels his power? When he hires and fires people? When he throws folks in jail? When he's bossing everyone around all morning? No, there's no power there. Just bureaucratic red tape. Like directing traffic. Not that it's all bad. No, I feel it the most when people come to me with accusations. Accusations happen outside the law. They don't need to be rational or supported by evidence. They don't petition justice in the careful words of legal formality. No, an accusation is a personal cry, full of resentment or envy, a defeated moan, or an angry howl. The accuser rarely imagines you'll share their resentment, their envy, their hatred. No, but they do imagine that your love of power is so strong that you'll leap to decide the fates of others, happy just to take someone's word for the facts. Businessmen accuse the gangsters blame our public figures denounce politicians, the politicians point to the businessmen. When it comes to accusation, there's only one rule. Don't aim too high. If you overestimate your own importance, then complaining can cost you your life. So choose the easier path, exaggerate as far as you can, and try to make your plea sound as sad and pathetic as possible. The accusation I received today sure didn't fit the normal mold. After killing Vikas Varga and routing his supporters, Sand further strengthened his already powerful authority. Even a month ago, anyone coming out against Sand would sound like a lunatic with a death wish. Today, it's the same thing as suicide. But the letter I'm holding in my hands directly connects Henry Sand, lieutenant of the Sand Mafia family, to the reported death of successful banker John Pazzi. Henry has a daughter, Marianne, a dancer, and apparently it all started with her. One day, Marianne danced in the title role of a production of Giselle, and Henry, proud father that he is, brought the whole family to the premiere, along with some of the family's business partners. Among their guests was the young banker John Pazzi. He couldn't keep his eyes off Marianne, but she ended up brushing him off. In response, Pazzi ambushed her one night after rehearsal, pulled her into his limousine, and had his way with the poor girl.
Oh, that's not a good idea.
Gentleman that he was, he drove the girl home and threatened that if she told anyone what happened, her mother would get the same treatment. But her father still managed to shake the truth out of Marianne, and he decided to take his revenge. Of course, Henry knew he couldn't just go with his instincts and put a bullet in Pazzi in broad daylight. The rich bastard was too important for business, and Henry is neck-deep in the family business, overseeing transportations for the Sand Mafia. He knew about every delivery delay, every car, and every shop. It was mostly thanks to Henry that the whole Sand operation rolls so smoothly. Henry has free access to all their off-book cars, and a tar-black motive. Yeah, he could easily arrange the death of John Pazzi as a drunken, late-night hit-and-run. But Henry Sand is smarter than that. If this story about Pazzi is true, he'd more likely go to the boss and ask permission. I'd have figured this letter the ramblings of a retired gangster looking to spice up his life with little excitement. The way the letter started, "My dear little old cupcake," I had every mind to toss it in the trash. But something else got my attention. They're rarely ever signed, but this one ended Robespierre, and I doubt it's an imposter. No one would go against the most powerful group in the city hoping to hide behind the name of some prankster clown. Like everyone else, I had no idea who Robespierre was or what he wanted. But there was no doubt that this guy was more than a little crazy. An arrogant psychopath. Could be dangerous. Definitely worth looking into.
Nine ten B in progress.
Three armed robbers wearing masks entered the bank and demanded the manager open the safe. Okay, that's a SWAT call. An unidentified woman struck and killed the young banker John Fotsy, then fled the scene. So I don't think they want me to investigate this. Gavin Vickers, that guy, her. Unfortunately, the lead investigator's on the next days. Young woman frightened to death just called in from the trade union. A drunken factory worker broke into the building. The same man yesterday visited the union, demanding they return money that was withheld from his salary over the past 6 years. Man is shot and threatening to break through the service window.
We've got a situation here.
The bank is located in the city center, where there's a lot of traffic and civilians. Get a comfortable firing position at the main exit. Yeah. And shouts can be heard from inside the bank.
Nine ten B complete.
Yeah, you try not to go in. You can avoid it. Ross Murphy, victim's limo driver. Mr. Posse sometimes like to walk the city at night. Excuse me. I had just taken him out for a long after a long business dinner. Pulled up to the park near the monument. I didn't notice anything suspicious. Although there was a gray truck that didn't have any license plate. Followed us into the park from the restaurant and turned off somewhere. Mr. Posse died immediately on impact. A heavy vehicle struck him at high speed. The bruises on his body show traces of a grill, so you might be looking for a jeep or a truck. Soft tissue contained fragments of the windshield, so it appears that the blow was strong enough to throw his body into the air and through the windshield. Victim's clothes show traces of great pain. I rented the park at night. Tonight I heard the roar of a motorcycle, so I went to check it out. I figured it was bikers who like to race in the empty roads. But when I ran closer, I saw the road was empty. Then I saw the body, so I called the police. Motorcycle tire tracks and shattered glass were found at the tire scene, or at that crime scene, rather. Huh. The nearby intersection, a surveillance camera recorded a group of bikers, and behind them, you can make out a gray Jeep with a cracked windshield.
I was trying to raise 10-1, Sergeant Hotspot.
More serious than we thought, eh?
in progress.
Just received an alert at the jewelry store. 6 armed men wearing masks entered the premises, demanding all the cash and jewelry to be placed in a large garbage bag. Okay. We're sending in the clowns again. We'll just have to hope that Grant can take care of something on her own if we need her to. How much time do we have on that? We got some time.
in progress.
Production of My Sweet Juliet, the zombie actors in the performance were buffeted by flying eggs thrown by someone in the office. It was shame necrophilia. How dare you mock such a classic? The eggs were thrown by 10 young girls, all dressed in white. Okay. Come on, come on, come on. Alright. Have to hope that's good enough. A lot of deployments.
in progress.
Sawmill neighborhood. Call just came in from a girl who went with her friends to have a barbecue out by the sawmill. When the food was almost ready, a group of drunken students suddenly appeared, claiming that it was their spot. A massive fight broke out. They had a big kung fu battle.
10-1, Sergeant Hotspot.
This is unfortunate.
412A.
Will they make it back in time to be deployed to the fight? The reception at City Hall doesn't have enough protection. The mayor urgently requests that you send more officers. We do not have the ability to do that. Nice. Solid improvements.
progress.
Armed robbery. Three armed thugs managed to rob the audience of a playhouse. Before the civilians realized what was happening, the criminals already fled the scene. At the last minute, everyone thought it was just part of the show. The cloakroom attendant said the robbers left in a yellow school bus. They hopped on the magic school bus. Homicide gas station. Eyewitness reported a man drove up to the gas station, got out, shot the guy behind the counter with an automatic rifle. Now he's just standing there quietly filling up his gas tank. He's crazy. Well, that's no good.
We've got a situation here.
Even late at night, finding the right bus wasn't too difficult. Criminals abandoned it less than a mile from a suburban hotel. Hotel manager reports 3 men threatened me with a gun when I said we had no more rooms. Put them in a room we already rented. They won't be happy when our guests return. Open investigation. Don't know what's happening with this. Okay. We don't have any more SWAT deployments, so just gotta go in hot. Hope that that's enough. Probably have everybody die as a result.
Forecasting complete.
Nice. Alright, next shift has a decent amount. We are going to have to send some extra people in order to clean up some stuff. Okay, so shift A could use some people when we get a chance.
Oh, Jack, you always come back so late.
What's wrong? Bad news?
Good news, Jack. Laura is ready.
Ready how? She's coming back? When?
Not that fast, Jack. Laura's ready to talk. But if she's ready to talk, she's getting ready to come back. You just need to find the right words. You can find the right words, right, Jack?
I'm not an idiot.
I didn't ask for this, Jack. It's the middle of the night, and I'm alone on an old farm, 40 minutes away from anywhere, sat on a creaky porch, and now I'm getting snapped at. I came here so you could personally promise me that you'll be able to find the right words. So let's try again. You can find the right words, right, Jack?
I can find the right words, Mrs. Markham.
That's good to hear. Tomorrow night at 3 o'clock at the Octopus Restaurant. You know it?
Yeah, but it's closed at night.
Oh, I've arranged for them to be open. Don't be late. But don't come too early either.
Mrs. Markham,
Yeah?
I should probably offer you some tea or something before you go.
Do you have any tea?
No.
Good night, Jack.
Too bad, bitch. Peace Cafe charged with health and safety violations by annual report. More deaths than births in pre-work. Damn. Red Cat rescues a girl from rapists. You know what? It's good Platonic the Stripes. I might regret it, but we'll do it. Alright, City Hall. We got officers, we got detectives. So yeah, let's do Raise and we'll do one SWAT upgrade. Actually, no, we'll get more detectives. Well, no, because we're capped on detectives. Yeah, I don't know. Tough call. Okay. Finally. Prado and Freeburg. What the fuck?
311A in progress.
Where's the lead detective? Oh, because she got fucking sick, right? God damn it. Is that what it is? Yeah, because she should be on this one. It's because she got fucking sick. God damn it. That's really annoying. Tyree Martin Verge called to report between a fight between a little girl's father and a dog lover who brought Euler to frighten the child. While the men were busy settling matters, the dog was spotted running towards the amusement park. Calhoun, you're all in for wild goose chases, right? You like dogs, right? While you're out there, get me a fucking hot dog. You ignoble pile of shit. City Hall is unhappy with the target of a spontaneous demonstration. Some 20 people gathered in protest against the increased garbage tax. The protesters are behaving peacefully but are demanding to speak to city officials. Besides some low-end stuff. Because if they're peaceful, then whatever. If they say we need backup, then we'll send in the clowns. Tiffany, while visiting the local mall, encountered a hooded man who grabbed her expensive bag and bolted. She immediately called the police. Isn't the mall safe anymore? Man must still be in the building. Please hurry. Calhoun, you want to track this idiot down too? You can hit up the Sabara while you're there. Oh, you like that big ziti. Tender attempted to escape the mall, but the guards blocked the door. He turned and fled back inside, looking for another way out. Hunter ran into a skating ring, then slipped and fell on the ice. As he struggled to regain his footing, he pulled a knife out of his pocket. Pepper spray him. Well, actually, no. If he pulls the knife... Ooh. So he's on the skating rink. So this is a weird one, because, like, in real life, you could just evacuate the skating rink and train a gun on him or wait for him. Or if you went out on the ice, then you could probably pretty reasonably pepper spray them. I'm gonna do this. Because, like, what is he gonna do? Engage you with his knife on the ice? Like, people can do that, but it's harder than you might think. I mean, if you get on the ice, it's way easier to deploy pepper spray than it is to deploy your gun. Now, if you're not on the ice, easily deploy your gun. And he's got to really think about if he's going to try to rush you with his knife while on the ice. And then you just blast that idiot. Counterfeiting. A woman put up a tent in the park and is inviting everyone to come buy a new, highly profitable currency, which will rise 10 times in value over the coming weeks. Long line has already formed, and people are starting to push and curse each other. Serious than we thought. Okay, we'll send those two.
911 in progress.
Frank Conroy's wallet has been stolen at the bus stop. He quickly noticed the loss. He's hunting down the pickpocket with his friends. The group is blaming everyone in sight, and the situation is quickly escalating. The matter may soon come to blows. Fucking assholes. Loot found money. found money. What do you want to do with it? Ask the Mafia to sell the money. Don't just pocket it, of course.
210 in progress.
Disorderly conduct. Man came into the hospital with a very large dog. The dog was on a leash and wearing its muzzle, but it was growling and jumping on other patients. The duty nurse warned the man that it was against hospital policy to bring animals into the building, but the man just snarled at her and refused to listen. Get the taser. Koichi should be able to handle that.
Nine 11. Progress.
Mass riot. Approximately 100 people have gathered in the park to protest the construction of a new casino near the cemetery. Soon after, a group of pickup trucks pulled up and several strongmen climbed out. Without saying a word, they began to fight with the demonstrators. Alright, we gotta wait for people to return.
210 complete.
Okay. No guns coming out yet, so I think the paddy wagon's probably the best option here. However, you do kind of want to go out in force.
A in progress.
Good mini-mart parking lot. Young DJ, upon exiting the store, ran into a strange-looking man wearing a black and red robe. First, the man knocked his energy drink from the DJ's hand, and then told him of the merits of drinking human blood. His demeanor became threatening, and he demanded money for protection from the forces of darkness. A fight between the two men erupted, during which the DJ suffered several bites. The attacker began to accost other passersby, including a frightened group of teenagers, then sunk his teeth into the shoulder of an elderly woman.
Officer on scene. Looks like we have a situation here.
Fight is in full swing, and some of the combatants are carrying weapons. Well, that's unfortunate. Around the park and order everyone to calm down. Calm down. Just calm down. Any frames found? Not surprising. Not surprising either.
412A.
Everybody gets home at the end of the night. Going to work tomorrow, Feinberg.
According to Mrs. Markham, I was supposed to spend all day thinking up the right words. But to my surprise, I did my best work when I shut my head off. I didn't even want to think why Laura decided we'd meet at 3 o'clock in the morning, and in a restaurant we'd never gone to. I didn't know what to tell her, and something tells me she's no more ready for this meeting than I am. By nightfall, I finally stopped worrying. The right words would come when they were needed. And if they don't come at all, then so be it. I've heard said, when you're knocked out by a single blow, you don't have time to feel any pain. Well, that's a lie. It's painful as hell. Every day I spent in that coma, the pain was unbearable.
Wild corruptionist.
Yeah, I heard about that already. But what if they decide to spill it to the papers? We need to start thinking now about covering our asses. I know people who can deal with this, but they'll need at least a week. Plus, if we want to...
Lieutenant Stat, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I have Jack Boyd on the line.
Who?
Jack Boyd, sir. He's calling from the hospital.
Gibson, I'll call you back. Don't do anything without my team. Jack, well, wow. I didn't know you were awake. Doctor said you could be in that coma for months, even years. How are you feeling?
Tell me who's in control, Martin.
I don't think I follow you.
For God's sake, Martin, tell me it's you running the department and not some stooge from the mayor's office.
Yes, Jack. I am performing the duties of the police chief, but the new man's coming on Saturday, Kevin Paulson.
Kevin Paulson?
Yes, it's the guy from the...
I know who Kevin Paulson is. Now listen carefully, Martin. I'm coming back to work. I'm Freeburg's police chief, and it's going to stay that way for another 4 months. Now you get on the phone and do whatever needs to be done. You run into any problems, threaten them with the media, court, or blackmail. But I don't think they'll give you any trouble. The mayor knows it's easier to just wait until the winter than deal with a scandal. Oh, and assemble a press conference.
Listen, Jack, I know the truth is on your side, but you have to take into account...
Martin, how long since you transferred to my department?
Coming up on 5 years now.
How many times in the last 5 years have you come to my birthday party? How many times have you come to the farm when I had the boys over?
Never had the pleasure, but...
Never. Because you couldn't care less. And I don't care for you either, Stat. It wasn't me who appointed you deputy, and you wouldn't have been my first choice. But if you do ever come over to my house, you won't miss the big hole in my backyard. Garbage pit. You know, for old rubbish. A smelly hole filled with rotten furniture and other crap. So, Stat, if I even for a moment doubt your devotion, you'll go straight into that pile of trash. Maybe you'll get to catch up with some old friends. You remember Kendrick, don't you?
I'll schedule the press conference for tomorrow, all right, Jack?
The day after tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm going shopping.
You have a new car. It will help fulfill your secret dreams. Now you have new clothes. They will help you feel younger. You have a new hairstyle. Expect that this luxurious head of hair will easily convince everyone that you're a king among men. You now have a new attitude from now on. You are a true warrior, one who will not suffer the idiots who stand in your way. You're independent, self-confident. What the fuck? He's still in his coma. One last detail is missing: fashionable sunglasses. I'll give you a final touch to your image, the image of a fearless tiger. Warning. Can I help you? Oh yeah. Glasses make it clear that a lot depends on the decisions you make. Bye. Now you have a new fashionable sunglasses. May they transform not only your appearance, but how you feel. Did you come into a police management game?
No, that would be too much.
Wow, Jack, what's with the outfit? You planning on...
The pit in the backyard, Martin. Always remember about the pit in the backyard.
Don't talk to anyone before the press conference starts. I'll try to get you on stage quickly. Kevin Paulson is here. He wanted to...
Jack! I hardly recognize you. That's quite an image for a man like you. An old dog with a new trick, right? We should see each other more often. How long has it been?
Last time I saw you, I fired you, Kevin.
Ha! You mean the day I resigned in protest over the corruption and lawlessness at your police department, right?
Yeah, repeat that shit often enough, someday you might start believing it.
You know, Jack, I'm glad that everything turned out so well. Unlike you, I've made good use of the past 7 years. My new construction company keeps getting jobs from the city, and we're doing really well. I have a new house, new hobbies, even a new wife. Maybe you've met her. Shelley Rogers.
Oh, Shelley Rogers. So you really are in bed with the mayor.
It's a dream come true. All my dreams have come true. Only one thing remains. To bring order to the Freeburg Police Department.
You being serious, Kevin?
I'm serious as ever, Jack. I'm the most serious man you know.
It's not often you see the past and the future Freeburg police chiefs at the same press conference. I hope you have time to talk, Kevin. There's something we need to discuss. Jack, the reporters are waiting for you.
My retirement plan somehow just got turned into a circus. Fortunately, I'm pretty good at swallowing swords and jumping through burning hoops. They all seem to like it.
What, is that a new hairstyle? Yes. I feel like a different person, so I figured I'd like to look, or I'd look like one too. You know the person who attacked you? Just need time. Don't remember much about that, but I'll save a memory might return. Steele has yet to give a definitive answer as to whether you'll be returning to your post. Do you believe Rogers will decide your favor, or will decide in your favor? Of course. Freeburg's chief of police, whether he likes it or not. Do you think what happened to you somehow affected you? We'll see. Well, I guess. Wait a bit and find out. Damn, so we lost a month. Jack Boyd unable to name attackers. Jack Boyd recovers from head injury. Police chief awakens from coma. Tired. Can barely walk straight. Can I go home? Yes. 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 Wow, so this motherfucker, like, just did a terrible job. They didn't have enough time to get the ending almost. Can I go home and finish reading the book? No! You tired, barely walk straight. Can I go home? Yes. 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 So that's really unfortunate, because we just lost a bunch of people. And we can't see what the other shift looks like to know how bad that one's gonna be. Just have to be judicious, all I can really say. Oh, wow. No longer records. Now have tapes. We have very little people. Martin Stite. Tackle, you were in the hospital. A hunt was declared on all cops. It's like all the criminals in the city suddenly went savage. They're quartering officers one by one and beating them to death. The boys have started refusing to ride out on calls alone. The situation is really bad. Even 2 will refuse to go. Increase efficiency by 50. I don't know what the efficiency does, but what are you gonna do? And you earn 10% more. Take everything. Pass to City Hall. We're gonna need more officers. And let's request another raise. Rex Kwon Do. Oh, I don't know about this guy, brother. This whole getting rid of all the blacks in the police station making a whole lot of sense now. So I'm not 100% sure, but I believe Rex Kwon Do is an actual reference to either his character in Santa with Muscles, or fuck, what's the other one? I forget the other one. Hulk Hogan plays a wrestler, and he always wears, like, this powder blue outfit in it. But I believe it's a reference to one of his movies. Theft. Okay. Passerby saw 3 teenagers setting a fire to a parked car. According to the eyewitness, you can still catch them. They're just walking down the street, not even in a hurry. drug sales at the King Louis nightclub. Okay, Beasley. Club patrons have found a man lying unconscious in the bathroom, apparently a drug overdose. Okay, so Beasley, Vickers, Skinner, Johnson. Skinner has the rank, so we'll put him on the lead. Get a new song. Security guard noticed a suspicious group of teenagers hiding things under their jackets as they walked past the checkout. When he asked them to stop, the teenagers scattered in all directions, then ran out of the store into the parking lot. This is really low end. I saw a little fellow in a white jacket. He ordered a cherry juice drink at the bar and then went to the bathroom to some bearded guy. I thought they were just up for a little tickle. You see that a lot these days, but when the other folks found the bearded guy with his nose in a toilet, the guy in the jacket was up to no good. Man suffered a heart attack brought on by cocaine use. He lost consciousness, fell down, and hit his head. The man was rushed to intensive care. His condition is serious but stable. Well, the booth had a broken toilet, and on the floor beneath was an empty cocaine bag sitting in a pool of blood. I saw a kid in a silly white jacket running out of the club. Ran like devils were chasing him. Wish I had settled whatever he was on. I was doing my eyes at the bathroom mirror when I heard a terrible roar from the other side of the wall. Me and my friend went to see what was happening and found a drug addict lying on the floor. Of course, we called an ambulance, but it might be better if he didn't make it. The smelly druggies only stink up the air of our beautiful planet. Jeez. Is it paddy wagon? Your police detainment van. So not what you would use for SWAT, although they are often deployed with SWAT. It is for transportation of a large amount of suspects. Potentially prisoners, but honestly, you usually have a prison transport for that rather than a paddy wagon. Like, if you've ever seen the vans get deployed to, like, riots, where they have, like, 10 people handcuffed in the back of them, that's a paddy wagon. An unidentified woman says that a strange surgeon is operating without a license in the basement of her house. He hardly looks like a real doctor. He seems drunk. Let's hold off on that for just a moment.
In progress.
Town dormitory. Student couldn't get into his room. It was locked from the inside, and he heard muffled cries from within. It sounded like someone was raping a girlfriend. Okay. Are Huang and Orion gonna get back there in time? Doesn't seem like it. Okay.
got a situation here.
In a dirty basement, a teetering old man is digging around inside a young man's ripped open stomach. Call an ambulance.
410B in progress. It's 11 complete.
Girlfriend was just having a special moment with her new boyfriend. Homicide. Nurse reports that she saw an elderly woman cut off her husband's life support system after a car accident left him in a coma for months. No, this case is hopeless. But it's still murder, the greatest sin of all, according to the nurse. The woman was blocked off the entrance to the ward.
In progress.
Assault with an offensive weapon. I'm pretty sure that's not an actual crime. Or rather, it's called something else. Like, offensive weapon is a weird way to phrase that. Turkic just called in. He says a van stopped on the side of the road and 3 large men got out with shovels. Someone fell to the ground out of the back of the van. I think they had his hands tied up. Hit him in the head with one of the shovels and then let him into the woods. Okay. Hold off on that for just a moment. Okay. We'll deploy SWAT, because we don't have a lot of officers, unfortunately. Well, I mean, he's an unlicensed doctor, but that doesn't necessarily mean he doesn't know what he's doing. Not that I'm condoning that type of thing. Fuck. Eyewitness reports that 5 armed men burst into a jewelry store. A series of gunshots followed, and then minutes later, a girl stagged out of the store, bleeding from her stomach. She fell to the basement. This is real bad. We do not have the SWAT team either.
Looks like we have a situation here.
Man is empty, but the engine is still warm. The area is silent and dark. This is a terrible situation.
412.
Yeah, this is really bad, but we're just gonna go for it. We're just gonna go for it. Actually, no. This is a terrible idea. We're just gonna have to let this one go. Yeah, there's not much we can do about it. An open investigation. Hey man, you wanna do some fucking cocaine? We'll do fucking cocaine all over here, man. An investigation. Okay, he did not get ran over by a semi. not what happened. Yeah, this didn't happen. It was a car. Jeep or a truck. Yeah, that looks, to me, that kinda looks like it. Hard to tell. Could be a car. I mean, both of them are grills, so... Yeah, gray truck that didn't have any license plates. Yeah, it's described as a truck, not a, like, semi or anything. Regardless, we do not have enough information here. Got 3 new frames for homicide. Open investigation. I didn't see any weapons. So yeah, she didn't see any weapons, so this is false. Yeah, they heard the elevator. They didn't hear the, Timothy Foster, unemployed, but according to unconfirmed reports, he's a cleaner for the Mafia. Okay. I can't imagine it'll let me do this, but we'll see. See if we can do a pickup on this suspect. Under caught. Case closed. What the fuck happened to Shift A? Jeez. Shift B not in much better shape, as it seems. But he's super tired there also.
Impressive recovery, Mr. Boyd. I'm still not happy about how soon you're back to work. Well, not happy as your doctor. As a resident of Freiburg, I'm immensely grateful for it.
Really?
Just don't tell anyone, or they'll pull my license.
Well, thank you again for coming to see me at night.
Oh, well, whatever you need, Mr. Boyd. Any doctor in this town would come running any hour, day or night, you can believe me. You're not suffering from headaches. It says here that you are taking painkillers after a back injury. But the prescribed dose is enough to...
Dr. Kraczynski, you trust me?
And, sorry?
Do you trust me?
In what way, Mr. Boyd?
You think I'm an honest and reasonable man, Doctor?
You're joking, Mr. Boyd. Thanks to you, my wife finally agreed to buy a house here, and we've decided to have children. Thanks to you, I'm not afraid to visit my patients at night. I think you are the most honest and reasonable person in the city, Mr. Boyd.
Great. You see, Dr. Kraczynski, I'm an addict.
Mr. Boyd, is...
Well, not a drug addict in the way you might imagine. I'm not some weak-willed junkie. Sometimes I stay clean so long that the tablets stay locked in the barn so long they go past the expiration date. But there are less pleasant stories.
You know what? Let's...
I once took a whole bottle right there in the barn. Passed out in my own vomit. I almost choked. I fought the convulsions, somehow managed to break 4 ribs. For 2 weeks, my chest was so sore I wanted to die. But for those 2 weeks, I kept swallowing pills. Couldn't stop.
If you want, I could...
I once took a dose right before a party at home. My wife Laura had some old friends over from college. I didn't take that many, maybe 5 or 6 pills, but it felt like I'd taken a few hundred. I passed out while I was carrying a tray of drinks. On the way down, I knocked over a set of Laura's scented candles. The house almost burned down. The repairs took a good chunk from our savings.
Mr. Boyd, if you'll allow me, I just...
As you can see, Doctor, I'm well aware of the seriousness of the situation and the possible consequences. But sometimes I need the pills. I don't use the word lightly. Sometimes I've got to work on cases with more energy than I've got. I can't do it without them. And I know you want me doing my job. So tomorrow I want you to come here and bring me some tablets. Lots of tablets. 10 bottles. No, better 15. Yeah, 15 bottles. The next 3 months are going to be extremely difficult, Doc.
Jesus Christ.
I would like to discuss your...
You'll bring the pills, Doctor?
Yes, Mr. Boyd. Yes.
Very good. Look, I don't want to trouble you any further. I bet your family doesn't like you running away with me at night. I'd bet they'd rather I was still in that coma.
Kevin Paulson preparing to take the helm at FPD. Here, Mayor Kevin Paulson, next Freeburg Police Chief. Mayor Rogers supports Kevin Paulson as next Police Chief. I trust my family. You're tired and I can't walk straight. Yep. 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 And yep. We got enough officers here, so this is all fine. Yeah, of course I fucking missed the suspect. You wanna know why I missed the suspect, you dumb son of a bitch? Because you got food poisoning and then I got knocked out for 30 days. Ugh. It's fucking dumb. I'm pretty sure I shouldn't be hiring this guy here, brother. Two teenagers were sitting on some steps and smoking. A black man approached and asked for a cigarette. Go ask somebody else, Monkey, the adolescent responded. The man grew enraged, quickly pulled out a knife and drove it in the chest of one of the teens, according to the other teenager who managed to escape. Then he took a cigarette, quietly sat on the steps, and started smoking.
Lemon in progress.
Morse Queen heard from a neighboring apartment a panicked female voice cry out, help, I'm being raped. And according to him, all was silent for a few seconds, and I heard something about laundry detergent and bleach. And some music started playing. Alright, serial killer. Electrician Jason Pruitt was conducting a regular inspection at this transformer substation and found a dirty, hairy bum who pounced on him like a wild bear. The homeless man bit him pretty severely, ripping out a piece of flesh from his hand. The electrician was stunned, but managed to run away from the substation, leaving the suspect inside. Alright, well, this is more pressing. Hey Calhoun, you got to get bit by homeless people, don't you? Make sure not to stop by the bar on your way there. You piece of shit. Teenagers were lying in wait for the paramedics to go for their usual coffee, and they made off with their ambulance, who literally turned away for less than a minute. By the way, stealing an ambulance is a great way to get in a lot more trouble than you would think. Turns out that Mr. Queen's neighbors just bought a new TV and they were watching some horror movies at full volume. Funnily to stay in Freeburg, which means, which will widely be covered on TV and media. Free employees for all city services, including police, should come and help the cleanup. Yeah, no. Not a chance.
We've got a situation here.
Jason Pruitt has lost consciousness and he's shaking and convulsing on the ground. There's foam coming out of his mouth. Homeless man is still hiding in the transformer structure. The entrance is smeared with blood. Think of it, ever since we came back, we haven't had to do anything for sand yet. So, probably a good thing. About a dozen homeless people were sifting through a landfill for valuables and came across a case with a combination lock. While they were deciding how to split the contents, the group began to fight. A few of them have knives. Eyewitnesses called the police, and the reports seem ready to fight for death. Okay.
progress.
Exotic dancer rather. Marissa Gomez complained about a strange man in a raincoat. One of our rooms can be seen from the street. So we can attract customers. Customers, not perverts. This isn't the first time we chase this guy away. He comes all the time wearing a raincoat no matter the weather. It seems like he's touching himself. I see. Doing that because it should be a relatively quick deployment.
113A in progress.
Attempted carjacking.
Officer on scene. Looks like we have a
Anna's standing outside the window, pressing his nose against glass and touching himself under his coat. To join the guy. Grab the man by the arm and throw him into the patrol car.
214 complete.
Start jacking it in front of everything. I'm called to complain about a car alarm. This fucking howling woke me up. I have to get out for work tomorrow. I looked out the window and saw a dark figure duck into an alley. It thinks there's someone trying to steal a car.
A in progress.
Bouncer at the nightclub refused entrance to 5 lowlifes, hinting that flip-flops and sweatpants will chase off the women. The lowlifes got angry and decided they'd teach the bouncer some manners. Let's hold off on that for a sec. No new frames. Frames. No new frames.
113A.
When it's trying to steal cars, the vehicle security system is too sensitive and reacts to even the slightest noise, of course. So now that we've lost that case, I think we'll probably be calling it here.
311A complete.
Mr. Boyd, I'm going home. Do you need anything?
Oh, no, don't go. I need to talk to you. I won't keep you long. I just need to make one phone call and I'll be right out, okay?
Of course, Mr. Boyd.
Do you know what time it is?
I didn't mean, well, maybe I did. Guess I'm a son of a bitch.
Jack? Good Lord, Jack, I wanted to talk to you. Was wondering if you'd call. How do you feel?
I'm good, Mrs. Markham. Better than ever. The back pain is gone, the insomnia is gone, my hair is growing back, and my pathological indecisiveness seems to have run off somewhere.
Jack, if you think I had anything to do with that...
I'll waste no more time trying to think, Mrs. Markham. Every second counts. There's a lot to do. And one of those things is finding Laura.
Jack, your tone is scaring me.
Good. Turns out I have a knack for that. Scaring people. So, Mrs. Markham, I'm gonna look for my wife, and if you somehow get in my way, I'll send a special squad to your house.
What the
First
fuck?
they'll throw your dog in the fire, then they'll arrest you for prostitution.
What? What the heck? Prostitution?
Sometimes it's necessary to invent charges. It's not like I can arrest you for being an unbearable bitch.
Well, this is very odd.
Emma, I need a detective.
Oh, of course, Mr. Boyd. What shift?
No, not one of ours. A private detective.
Oh.
I know that when your father stole your mother's jewelry and left her, you hired a private investigator. You didn't go to the police.
You know, Mr. Boyd, it was a family problem, and we felt that it would...
I understand perfectly, Emma. You don't need to explain anything. I'm in a similar situation. As you might have heard, my wife left the house. She's missing, you could say.
I'm not sure what you're...
I know you've heard all about it. I want her found, but I don't want the department involved. Same reason you didn't. So I decided to hire your private detective. Think you can arrange it?
Oh, of course, Mr. Boyd. I'll call him and arrange everything. And don't worry, he'll keep it a secret.
Fine. What do you need from me?
Well, just gather all the information that might be useful and put it in an envelope, bring it to me, and I'll take it to him.
Good. Okay, take the day off tomorrow and get a good night's sleep. The day after tomorrow, I'll have that envelope for you.
Farmer claims government poisoned harvest. Crocodile found in inner city river. Projectionist accidentally plays porn at last picture show. Accidentally. Yep. It's a big sale. No. Not allowed to go off for a sale. Yes, son of a bitch. LGB protest. For several years, we have constantly been pestered by the LGB organization for its constant whining about gay rights. Recently, things have been relatively quiet, but the last 3 high school teachers were fired under laws banning the promotion of homosexuality among adolescents. These teachers spread LGBT... By the way, this is 1980s. These teachers spread LGBT brochures among our school children, teaching them tolerance. We dismiss them fairly and according to law. But activists are gathered outside the school rioting and protests. Children aren't there to learn about men kissing and all the rest of their circus. Participants need to be taught a lesson so they'll think twice the next time they climb out of their holes. Holy shit. "150 gays and lesbians have gathered at the school demanding to talk with the administration. The headmaster refused to open dialogue and locked himself in the office." Yeah, and you can't refuse this, is my understanding. Right? So it's, you have to send them also. Like, you can't go half in, which sucks. Teachers were actually fired according to local law, barbaric as it is. However, the protesters have the right to assemble and express themselves as long as no one is in danger. I have a couple ideas of how you can cover yourself if things go sideways. Evidence against the church. We forged a letter complete with the church seal listing secrets that you supposedly shared in confessional a few years ago. We'll redact it so the prosecutor won't get any compromised information. We'll add a postscript in which the bishop allegedly requires you to punish the sodomites. Yeah, we can't spend that much money. We're already behind on money, it seems like.
417 in progress.
Pamela Paget said this is the second time a man called her on her phone and threatened her, saying he's going to feed lead to her whole family. I heard some men laughing in the background, talking about how they can't wait to finally try out their new machine guns on live targets. Quite a well-known political activist and Freebird, so the threats could be related to my work. Okay. How much time do we have for this? Not much. We can't send SWAT, because they were deployed. Oh no, that was the mayor. The mayor made that demand. Suppress the protest by force. So he wants you to suppress it by force also, by the way. Now he's gonna send a message saying he's angry about it.
I was trying to raise 10-1, Sergeant Hotspot.
Child molestation. Tomorrow, Catherine Campos said that her friend Stacy Peng gave her their teacher a greeting card decorated with a heart, and the teacher made an obscene joke and told her to come to his office after school. I pretended that I was leaving. Then I went back and listened to the door. The frightened girl continued. First they were talking quietly. And then there was a commotion, screaming and crying. Well, why even do the investigation? Just send in the body bags now. Russell Slifer is enraged at the presence of prostitutes along a road on the outskirts of the city. Apparently there are a dozen prostitutes lined up and they're practically throwing themselves at passing vehicles. Some are exposing their breasts and asses in an attempt to attract customer. Get over there right away and deal with this shamelessness. Fine. Fine. Wow. And we actually can't deploy because we don't have enough officers and they're going to complain. Yeah, it's stupid. Okay, well.
417 complete.
Found automatic weapons.
Got a situation here.
Through the glass doors, you can see a male figure trying to climb on top of a struggling woman who he's thrown onto the couch. The schoolgirl is crying loudly. Go get the principal. Oh no. Principal will stop it, not the police. Hysterical young person just called in, shouting, God, prophecy has come to pass. Dozens of zombies are roaming the park, just like from the movies. Yeah, not a chance that this is real. But we will send some people. Frightened by a horror film festival. This has caused me complaints that our neighbors are arguing very intensely. They're a young, hot-headed couple, and it sounds like they are about to come to blows. Okay. Let's fucking send SWAT in. Start beating them all senseless. Sworn oath to serve the city. You can't keep your promises, we won't keep ours. Said she was out of her needing jogging. She noticed a black guy in a hood following her. I was able to get away from him, but I'm afraid this bastard's still lurking in the park. Come on. Come on with this mess.
310 complete. 410A in progress.
The one was quarreling, the woman was working out to a loud TV, the woman was making a salad, cut her finger rather badly, and was running to a neighbor's to call an ambulance. Her husband was only trying to stop the bleeding with a towel. Alright, there's some guys over here who caught a transvestite and decided they'd work him over. They stripped out the guy's tights and they're acting like they're going to lynch him with them. So they're going to hang him over the bar. Okay. The question is a medical student who also runs at night. 3 new frames. The investigation. One new frame. Open investigation. Get a gray Jeep with the cracked windshield. So yeah, this is not a Jeep, right? Doesn't look like a Jeep to me.
I was trying to raise 10-1, Sergeant Hotspot.
Situation is more dangerous than we thought. So this is going to be the last deployment, I think, of the night. So we can deploy like this, I think. Days end at 2 in the morning. It'll complete whatever you have outstanding, though. In this case, this particular one. Ugh.
410A complete.
The offender escaped. That's so many officers. How the fuck? All right. So I think any of them are going to call off. Probably. There's not a lot we can do about that. Yeah, because these guys need rest also. Mr. Strip Club owner, my dancers are all feminists. Police Academy students selling cocaine. Crazy arms. Film flop.
All the information about Laura, just like you asked.
Mr. Boyd, keep your voice down. Someone could be listening.
Oh, I'm sorry, Emma. It's my first time doing something like this. Here's the envelope. Everything's in there.
Fine. Mr. Boyd, please write for Mr. Fry on this envelope and drop it in the mailbox across the street.
What? I don't want this handled like it's some kind of game.
Mr. Boyd, those are the rules. Now please, lower your voice.
Fine. Okay, Emma. I'll put this envelope in the mailbox across the street, just like you said. Wonder how that damn Mr. Fry is going to get an envelope out of the mailbox.
Talking to yourself, Mr. Boyd? And we thought we'd have to catch you at the police station. But it turns out Jack Boyd has come down to meet us personally. Do you know why we're here, Mr. Boyd?
I don't even know who you are.
My name is Eugene Chaffee. I'm a businessman. Rather, a restaurateur. Although I usually tell everyone I'm a businessman. Which sounds better? Businessman or restaurateur?
Oh, I think I've heard of you. You have a restaurant and a slaughterhouse. And you serve refried veal steaks.
Well, refried veal steaks isn't my only business. But perhaps it's what I'm best known for. I thought it was time we meet Mr. Boyd, and my friend here. I believe you're already acquainted. His name is Troy Starr.
Never heard of him. So what do you want, Mr. Chaffee? Looking for a spokesman for your beef products? I recently changed my image and my hair.
Eugene and I really want to help you, Mr. Boyd. Although after our phone call, I've had my doubts. I was making love to my wife, and you called me and told me to fuck myself. That kind of behavior is rude and inappropriate, Mr. Boyd.
I didn't mean to offend you, Mr. Starr. Just thumbing my nose at that prick mayor of ours. You keep making love to your wife, or did I ruin the mood?
There's a nice cafe around the corner. Spare us a couple of minutes of your time, Mr. Boyd. Lately, I've been so busy that I rarely get to sit and relax in such a nice place. And with such interesting company.
Get to the point, Mr. Chaffee. I'm busy too. In fact, I think I hear some teenagers next door robbing and raping an old woman. Maybe she's your aunt.
You see, Mr. Boyd.
Good morning. What do you want?
A big mug of beer.
We don't serve big mugs of beer.
Then a small mug of beer.
We don't have beer in any size glasses. This is a family restaurant. Moms and dads come with small children. I can bring you a lollipop to suck on.
Monica, where's your famous charm? Bring the gentleman a beer. I'm sure you've got a bottle under the counter. Check between the dead cats and the dried heads of your ex-boyfriends.
This man, by the way, is your police chief.
Don't be silly. The police chief has a bald spot the size of a toilet seat.
So, as I was...
Oh, I'm sorry, Eugene. It's Rogers. Probably forgot how to wipe his ass.
When you're 82, Troy, you'll probably forget you need to wipe your ass at all. But very well, run along. We can continue without you. So, Mr. Boyd, as you may already know, the official job of my old friend Mr. Starr is to cause trouble for you. But believe me, it's not out of malice. It's to maintain his cover at City Hall. But to somewhat balance out this trouble, I've decided to help you out. Every day, pay close attention to your morning newspaper, Mr. Boyd. You'll find messages hidden among the pages. Simple notes, but make no mistake, the information you'll find there is extremely useful. You see, Troy Starr isn't my only spy. That's it, Mr. Boyd. I told you it would only take a couple of minutes. I wouldn't want to disturb you while you're enjoying your drink. Keep in touch, my dear little cupcake. Oh yes, I'm quite good at puns.
Never imagined what meeting Robespierre would be like, but I certainly didn't figure the first thing he'd do was buy me a drink. Getting them to serve a beer at a family cafe? And this Robespierre has some strange superpowers. Strange, but not entirely useless.
Got tickets to go watch a filming of a TV show. Fuck off. My father got drunk and beat my mother again. This time it looks pretty bad. I'd like to go see them. What the fuck? You too, huh? Alright, I'm gonna be calling it here. Unless something super special happens at the very start of this. Doesn't seem like it. So 6 people break through a hole in the fence and the accession could climb onto the site and start filling up a cart with bricks. At first the guard was only worried about them stolen building materials, but when the police start climbing out with more dangerous construction areas, idiots are going to get themselves killed. Alright. Calling it for now. So yeah, we'll continue to work on Mullet Mad Jack, Cryptmaster, and this game. Just keep burning through them. Make sure we're shuffling through them so we aren't forgetting things. I will catch you guys later.